police procedure in respect of what? This complaint within the service or?
Thank you very much. The clarification goes like this. If you are a police officer and you are aggrieved for one thing or the other about happenings in the service, what is the procedure?
Honorable Chair, the procedure is for the police officer to report to his immediate boss, for his immediate boss to forward it, and finally gets to the IGP. That's the procedure.
Thank you very much. That is the generic procedure. Let me be a bit specific. If you are a member of POMAP and you think that there are things that the Inspector General of Police is doing.
Remember, can you give it the full meaning, because some abbreviations will be lost on
Thank you. If you are a member of the Police Management Board, where the IGP is a member chair, and there are things happening within the police service that you are not happy, and it's a unitary command, what is the procedure?
Honorable Chair, as I said, and it refers to all police officers, whether POMAP or what. Your first is to report to your immediate boss, even if what your immediate boss is doing is what you don't want.
Just to remind you about the fact that you impressed me yesterday when you said you are a principled person. I will look into your face and tell you what I think is right. Whether you take it or you leave it, you like it or you don't like it, but that is me. And I'm happy to hear that. Who is your immediate boss? Because until 16th of September, I don't see you in Mufti. I still regard you as my commissioner until 16th of September. Who is your immediate boss?
My immediate boss, as I speak now, is the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare.
Yesterday, you made it clear to the committee that Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, the Inspector General of Police, is not managing the police well. Have you ever had an opportunity to express this, either directly to him or at the Police Management Board meeting?
Honorable Member and Honorable Chair, several opportunities. And what I said yesterday, if you give me the chance today, I will say so again. He is not managing the police service well. And for me, for the 31 years that I've been in the service, I can tell you he's the worst IGP we've ever had in this country.
Please hold on. Yesterday, we realized that if we are not careful, this will be a trial of the entire police service, which will have national security implications. And therefore, every line of questioning which will want to bring about the issue of the IGP and his competence and the rest of the matters will give you the opportunity in camera, so we listen to you. So members, let's have it at the back of our minds. You see, if we are not careful, understand, then we are trying the IGP in his absence by what he's pronouncing, which will not be a good way to handle the matter. So please, let's leave that area. For good measure, an opportunity will be given you in camera. Now, what do you believe with your 31 years of experience is a problem with the entire police setup, the head being the IGP? You let us know, and we'll know how we'll glean meaning and substance from what you say and incorporate it in some of the recommendations that we'll do. So, Superintendent, I crave your indulgence. Let's leave that area and deal with the main issues. And where we believe that we should sit in camera, we are ready to bring him on board. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. I think that he didn't answer my question. He veered into an area that I never questioned on. The question was, the IGP is your immediate boss. And the complaint procedure is that even if it's your immediate boss that is doing things not right, you go and tell him. Have you ever had the opportunity to tell the IGP, suggesting to him things that you think were not right in the administration, either at a police management board meeting or directly to him? Have you ever done that?
Chair, I think this is a question which has already been asked, and I said yes. So I don't know why my
Thank you very much for the emphasis. To conclude, when your immediate boss refuses or fails to address your grievance, I'm sure there's a next step to take. What is that next step?
Mr. Chair, per the advice that you gave, I will refuse to answer this question. Thank you.
Chair, I think if care is not taken, this is a public hearing, but we need to exercise our discretion in the interest of the public, so that very simple questions which can be answered must be answered. But right now, it looks like the situation has been created whereby the witness wants us to, have much of his testimony done in camera. That would also not serve the public interest. So, for instance, the question that was just posed, that's a very simple question. What the public wants to know. The audio is out there. We must establish the justification for most of the things that were said on that audio through the witness to satisfy the test of the public, to, know what really went on. But from every indication, I won't answer this. I will do it in camera. This is a public hearing. So we must balance, strike a balance.
Very good balance we are trying to strike, because you see, we should be mindful of one major thing here, that anything that will become a serious matter in the public domain via this engagement and will impinge on national security matters will not be proper. You see, and also, when he says that I won't answer, that is his right, you know that, Counsel. It's not because of what I said. Because we can't force him to answer questions. But you take note of his silence or his refusal to answer a question and comment on it. But what is very important is that I don't want anybody to have an impression that, we are trying to aid the witness so that vital information that the public wants to consume, they will not have it. That is not what we are doing here. Because there's a lot of information that is in Jubilee House that the public is not having. A lot of information. There's also a lot of information with the bureaus that the public does not know. So it's not every information that is good for public consumption, measured against national security. But if a man is seated here and he says he won't answer the question, the committee will take notice of it. Because we as the members of the committee cannot compel him to answer questions. But you make note of that, his demeanor and the rest of it. We are all observing him.
Yes, Chairman, I agree. But in the case of national security related matters and when they can be divulged, there is a procedure for, first of all, categorization and classification. So, for instance, a document can be marked as restricted, confidential, you know, etc. There's a procedure. But in this case, there is a witness before the committee. And the basis for this whole exercise is a leaked audio, which is already out there. Certain statements have been made very clearly on the audio. And so when questions are posed and they are directly related to what is said in that audio, for instance, you want justification. The entire police service is not happy with the IGP. The public needs to know. The police service is a creature of the Constitution and statute. The people have an interest in how well the police administration, the police service is managed. So, if you come and sit here and make such an emphatic statement, we should not leave the public in doubt. They should know. They deserve to know. I don't think there is any national security dimension to management. The service is not well managed. It's out there. What is the justification? The public should not be denied access to the justification. If we do that, it would constitute a disservice to the public. They should know. The national security, if you start making certain revelations here, and the committee thinks that those revelations are sensitive, we'll stop you right there and say, this one, let's have it in camera. But to say all the justifications should be done in, we'll be doing the public a disservice. So we have to draw the line. You see, the audio is out there. It is even in the interest of the witness to do the justification right here to the hearing of the public. We don't deserve to have an incompetent IGP.
Vice, you are not a witness. I crave your indulgence. Don't say that we don't deserve.
No, that is the point.
No,
so
you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. Vice, I crave your indulgence. You see, I'm walking a very thin line, and let me explain. Probably, if I'm wayward.
I'm not saying the IGP is incompetent.
No.
But per his assertion.
But listen. If the IGP is not competent enough, you understand, and the IGP is not here, how can we give a good hearing and come to a conclusion on the mere say-so of a man? It's not right. If we want to bring the IGP on trial, then he should be here. Oh. And also, listen, it's very important for us to do this. He should be here. Secondly, the issues of the incompetence of the IGP can be heard in camera. That's it. And we have said it yesterday. And even went on to say that we would do us a good paper on some of the challenges of the police service. Was that not so? So what is the point in saying that in the full glare of the public, a man is not here and we should give another man the space to say all manner of things about him? So this is where I think we should be able to contain the situation. And let me tell you what is very important. The public wants to know what? The public, the general public, what do they want to know? That is the whole point of the matter. This is an interrogation in which we are trying to find out who did the taping, the content of the tape, and the conclusion of the matter and our recommendations. It is not every conceivable issue that the public should know. You know that. You have been a minister before. a lot of things in the Interior Ministry. The public knows it already. So why should we use this forum to break the rules when it comes to matters which might border on national security? But let me tell you something. If there is something that he doesn't want to answer, and it's so plainly obvious that he's hiding something, the public will know him. The public are also judging him. We are not the only people who are doing this judgment. So, Vice, I am of the humble view that if he says that he will talk to us privately, we'll listen to him privately. Or you think that he should say everything here?
Well, Chair, I don't think we have an exhaustive.
Okay, fine.
We have an exhaustive list of witnesses. So, in the case of the IGP, if he makes comments here which warrants the extension of an invitation to the IGP, we do that. We had established the protocols that look, these are internal matters for our consideration.
Yeah,
but
so these are in-house matters.
The fact that he has the opportunity to speak here will do justice.
Commissioner, think about it. He's asking you this question. That when you spoke to the IGP and he rebuffed your views, or he just ignored what you said, did it end there?
Honorable Chair, it ended there. And he is aware. He knows. The person who is asking the question, he knows. The IGP is not mandatory supposed to take any advice that comes from his advisors. No.
Was there, so you ended it? Sorry? Speak to the mic.
Yes.
You ended it?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Chair, sorry. Okay. Please, who are the advisors of the IGP?
The PUMAP members. Honorable Chair.
Okay, but Commissioner, you would agree with me that PUMAP advises the council, I mean the Police Service Council, not the IGP.
Mr. Chair, PUMAP has a representative at the Police Council. But there has never been a situation where the whole PUMAP have gone to the Police Council to give any advice. No.
So what is the role of that representative on the council? What is he supposed to do?
The role of the rep of PUMAP on the council is to go to the council and speak the minds of all police senior officers, not only PUMAP. In fact, he represents senior police officers. And there is a junior officer too on the council who represents all the junior police officers. And he or she is there to speak the minds of all junior police officers. IGP, who is a member of the council, is the one who speaks the minds of PUMAP at the police council.
But, Commissioner, now, so IGP is the conveyor belt of the entire police service, including PUMAP, at the level of the council. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Now, the IGP goes there in a representative capacity so that he doesn't express his personal views. He must convey the views of POMAP to the council by way of advice. Is that correct?
Mr. Chair, that is what it is supposed to be.
And you think that the IGP at the level of the council was not conveying the views of POMAP, the advice of POMAP to the council? Is that what you're saying?
Mr. Chair, I'm not a member of the police council, and I've never been in their meeting, and I've never heard what the IGP says at the police council, so I cannot answer this question, Mr. Chairman.
Do you know, as a senior police officer, if you are aggrieved by certain happenings within the service, you reserve the right to petition the Police Service Council?
Yes, I do.
In time, deem it necessary to petition the Police Service Council on the conduct of the IGP?
No, Mr. Chair.
Then are you done, or you want to?
Chairman, if you permit me, I will just wind up.
Okay, go ahead.
Commissioner, you and I think that what we know in the area of national security or internal security, of course, on the need-to-know basis, we won't be spilling them on the table here. And you know that after 25 years in the police service, I've worked for 3 inspector generals of police. So I also do have information. But I won't ask you questions that will put the police service image into disrepute. I wouldn't do that. So what I was asking was just a simple procedure to end at the point that, you know, if you are aggrieved, you go through the chain. It stops at the police council level. Is that right?
Mr. Chair, can go to the police council, but that doesn't stop there.
So it means that we are agreeing to share the simple procedure that it can stop at the office of the president. Is that right?
It can even go to the courts if you so desire. Cannot stop at the office of the president. It can go to the courts.
So much I agree with you. And do you think that many people who are watching you, many that you have trained, many of us who admire you and we see you as a mentor, do you think that we'll be very surprised that the commissioner, as bold as you are, you've never petitioned the police council at the point that you think that the IGP is actually not handling or managing the service well?
As to the opinion of people, I don't know. I can't speak for them. I'm not here to speak about opinions of people. So for this question, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, I can't answer.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Commissioner, all of us here, we are looking for a better Ghana police service. That is why we're here. How do we get a better Ghana police service when a grievance procedure is well spelled out? Because we are human beings, we can be aggrieved at any point in time. You didn't follow your grievance as expressed strongly that the IGP is not managing the service well. You didn't follow it to the legally logical conclusion. Is that right?
Mr. Chair, for all due respect, I want to take my privilege. I don't want to answer this question.
My last question, Mr. Commissioner. The Inspector General of Police is a member chairman of the Police Management Board. The Inspector General of Police is not the Police Management Board. And the Inspector General of Police doesn't take advice Yesterday I said we used to have the headquarters management advisory board advising the IGP. But since the coming into force of Ghana Police Service Regulation 2012, it changed from the advisory position to a board. So the IGP is a member and the chair. So I will be surprised for you to confirm again that POMAP will take a decision about the performance or administration of the Ghana Police Service and the IGP will not listen. Is that the picture you wanted to paint?
Mr. Chair, I've never made such a statement. You know why it's bringing that statement from? That POMAP takes a decision and our IGP will not. IGP is, as you said, is the chair of the POMAP. So how can the POMAP take a decision and the IGP, then where the decision was being taken, where was he? I never made such a statement, please.
So grateful. So you agree with me that when you said, I'm a POMAP member, if you advise the IGP, if you like, he takes it. You agree with me that POMAP members are not advisors. They are members of the board, and you can't take a decision without the IGP. And if the IGP chairs and you take the decision, that decision is binding on the IGP. Is that right?
Mr. Chair, what is the work of board members? When they go to board meeting, you come out with your ideas and your advices as to whether or not it is taken or not. So if you say that POMAP members are not advising, then I don't know what they are there doing. The head of the police service, according to our service instructions, the IGP is in charge the day-to-day management of the Ghana Police Service. And he takes decisions. He even decides what and what not to bring to POMAP.
If I may land, Mr. Chairman.
You have the liberty, you know.
Thank you so much, Chairman, for protecting me. Because I see that Mr. Boama is not listening to me, but it's okay. Commissioner, I ask these questions because a lot of people who do not understand the workings of the Ghana Police Service may blame you or may praise you without clarity of what the procedure is. So the questions I'm asking is just let the public who are viewing us, the public viewing us, appreciate that, listen, this is a 31-year experienced police commissioner. So when he speaks about the police, and he goes to say that the police service is not being well managed, for me, with my experience, I get scared. So a bit of explanation. In camera, we'll do a lot of other stuff. You know, as a matter of fact, I will ask you some questions. If it is in camera, I will do. But publicly, please, POMAP, headed by the IGP, members of POMAP together with the IGP takes a decision. It's the duty of the chair to convey that decision. So you agree with that POMAP members are not advisors?
Mr. Chair, I've told you, maybe let me say this too. There have been occasions that meetings have gone on among POMAP members that some POMAP members were not even invited to the POMAP meeting because they don't want them to be there. And that is what is going on.
Chairman, it's at this limit that I will want us to progress. If we progress with him from my line of questions, it will have to be in camera. I'm grateful.
You see, so I think the evidence is showing that the chairman is not cruel, you know. Now you know that something should be in camera so that we don't have troubles. Okay, so now let's yield space to my brother on my right if he needs to wind up. You see. And then after that, you bear in mind that Superintendent Asari will have his turn. Oh, I've not.
To your left.
Vice. I've told you that you have a lot of space to ask your questions. So after him, I'm only reminding him. I'm only telling him that he shouldn't, excuse me to say, restart the whole thing. We are just tidying up as a preliminary issue, because thereafter we know what to do. And then this space our brother will have to have his turn, and then we know what to do. Now, when it's finished and members of the committee want to ask more questions, yes, you should go ahead. And Vice, you have your space too. But just bear in mind that it's a winding up exercise. It's not going to be that we are redoing it again. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, yesterday the witness requested for the verbatim transcription of the audio if the committee was in possession of. I just wanted to know if a copy was given to him.
Yes, sir. Have you received a copy of the verbatim transcription of the audio we know?
That is so, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, yesterday when the audio was played, the witness indicated that it wasn't all that clear. And then later on, he indicated that it was an edited version of the audio. Now that you have the verbatim transcription of it, and presumably you have gone through everything, which parts of what is before you, of the verbatim transcription of the audio that you have given you, do you think that you did not come from you? You did not utter such words. Which part of it did not come from you?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You were given the transcripts. You were not given the audio. I said, what I said was about the audio. And Mr. Chairman said they don't have the audio.
So I don't want to cut you, but what he's trying to say is that the audio we have, you see, has been transcribed into writing, and that is what we delivered to your lawyer and your good self. And in that transcription, which one would you say is an edited version or otherwise? That's what he's saying.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There are a lot of edited ones, and I want to cite an example. In the audio, when I was speaking to Bugre Nabu in the audio, somebody came in. Then we said, let me go into tree. Sorry, watch it. I don't know what I'm saying. And this portion came twice in the audio. An audio which was supposed to follow naturally. This portion came twice in the audio. So how can an audio which was being recorded and nothing has touched it, and the person just came in once, and that one came in twice, as if the person came first and went back and came again?
It still doesn't answer the question. You see, if the audio we had is not a fair representation of what actually took place, we wouldn't know. Listen to me carefully. That's why we are here. And what we did was to transcribe what is on the audio you are questioning and you listen to and delivered the document of the transcription to you and your counsel to look at. So, with the state of affairs, as clearly noted in the transcription, what has been transcribed, are they doctored or they represent what took place?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. They are doctored because there are so many things that he, Pukwinabu himself, said which is not in the audio.
You see, the mandate of the committee is to establish the authenticity of the tape. And so when you said it wasn't all that clear yesterday, and then your counsel followed up with a request for the written version, I was of the view that when you get a copy, you go through from the beginning to the end. And therefore, you'll be able to indicate to us, this committee, statements that have been attributed to you that are incorrect. And so that when you say that, oh, it has been tampered with, then you say, oh, this statement was attributed to me as having been made by me, this. But I didn't say that. This is what I said. And that will give us a fair appreciation of where you're coming from. So going through this document that we have been giving you, the written version of the audio, which statement in this, which is attributed to you, that you did not make? Is there any statement in there that is attributed to you, but you did not make that statement?
Mr. Chair. If I sit here and I say that I'm going to come up with the list of the things that are in the transcript, which I did not say, or what I said, I'm not ready, because they only gave us the transcript. They didn't give us the audio.
You see, you had the benefit of listening to the audio. Listen carefully. Commissioner, have patience. You had the benefit of listening to the audio. And remember yesterday, I was even asking you that, do you think somebody is trying to improvise your voice? You remember those questions? Now, this committee had the benefit of what you listened to yesterday. And this committee has no incentive to do a transcription outside the audio. We don't have an incentive to do that. So whatever you listen to is a transcription we've delivered to you on paper. And it's asked you a pointed question. You see, that relating to the matters attributed to you on the audio, which has been faithfully transcribed. What are the matters that you distance yourself from? And what are the matters you affirm? I think it's a fairly simple question. Or you want to just say, you should throw the whole audio in the bin and your voice was not on it and the transcription is of no consequence. You need to take a stand on this matter because it's very, 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 very serious on the matter of integrity.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As I stated earlier on, this audio has been edited. Serious edit has gone to this audio. So most of the things that I heard and which has been transcribed, I cannot sit here and confirm or deny.
Yesterday, you swore on oath and you made an admission of your own voice on the edited audio. Is that not so?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
What I said yesterday was that the voice sounds like my voice, but I cannot confirm that that's my voice because of modern technology. Anything can be done.
Now you want to tell the committee that what is on the audio is not what you said, because probably it's been doctored.
Some, I said it, which I've confirmed it. Some, I cannot remember saying it. I cannot confirm it. See, but the reason why I'm unable to answer his question is that you want me to sit here and then list. I can't do that.
Commissioner, with the greatest of respect, you had the benefit of counsel. Counsel said he needed the document, and we graciously gave it to you, and we showed you the return date, which is today. So by now, you should have read this document, and then you'll be able to, if you like, delineate what is not yours and confirm what is yours. Or you believe we should give you time to do that?
Mr. Chair, if I may come in here. So, our request for the audio and the transcripts was indeed, even before the proceedings started, we were of the opinion that the audio which was to be played to him and the transcript thereof, if there was any, would have been served on him, together with the terms of reference, which we made arguments on same yesterday. So we were looking for that to be able to prepare and know if indeed the audio which had been brought to this committee and the transcript are the same. We will be able to identify the portions which he agrees with and the portions which he does not agree with. So that was our initial prayer. It was after the hearing of the committee. In fact, our prayer initially was not granted at the time when we made it. But it was after the hearing of the committee that Mr. Chairman graciously noted that the transcript for the audio was ready, so it will be handed over to us. Because we noticed that the members were asking questions from a particular transcript when we watched the previous proceedings. Yes, so we wanted that to be given to us together with the audio. Then we compare, and we can compare with our client to find out if indeed this is the one that the discussion they had. That was our prayer at the time, Mr. Chairman.
So then you're trying to say that you are handicapped today, you wouldn't be able to do a good comparison. Is that what you are saying?
Indeed, if the questions are to go to the extent of confirming what is on the audio and what is denied is on his voice, we can't do that because you only have the transcript without the audio which this committee has. And if Mr. Chairman remember yesterday, we even went to the extent of saying that the audio may not be the original audio of what was recorded. And you said you also handicapped, that's all you have. And we even went to the extent of saying that you may even apply to the presidency and see if the witness who came here and said the audio that he recorded, he took it to the president. So that's the official custody of the audio that we should be investigating.
Well, you see, if you understand what is going on, it's fairly simple.
Very well.
The Parliament of Ghana had some debate in relation to a leaked audio. Please, I mean, you get the drift. So it is the leaked audio which became the raw material for the interrogation. And then out of the leaked audio, you are now saying that it's not authentic, which is to say that then we're going to enlarge the parameters of the interrogation and get the original one. But for now, if you understand what we are trying to do for the now, what is on the leaked audio that you now say is edited has been transcribed faithfully by this committee. And that's what you have in your hand. And there's a question which is so simple in orientation, I don't know how anybody will have a problem with that. Whatever the poverty of the audio is, has been transcribed. And with the transcription in your hand, what is yours and what is not yours? Simple. I don't see why this should be a challenge at all.
Indeed, Mr. Chairman, it wouldn't be a challenge if the witness had a benefit of the audio to compare with what has been transcribed. The witness sat through these proceedings for 50 minutes and over, and was made to listen to the audio clearly. And we also noted that the portion of the audio was not so clear at all. We couldn't hear anything at all. So it will be very, very difficult for the witness to remember which portion, maybe the 20th minutes in the audio, which have been transcribed here, which is not clear. So if the witness had the audio that the committee is investigating, together with the transcript, he could come back and say, okay, when I listened to the audio which you were investigating, and the transcript which you claim to have made of it, I do not think this was on the audio, or even if it is in the transcript, I did not say so. He could say so because of having listened to the audio.
Okay, I thought he listened to the audio. If there are memory challenges and you wanted the audio, you'd have said so yesterday. Listen carefully. Because what you wanted, we gave it to you. Because the audio is in the public domain. And if you really wanted it, so like in the proper course, I would have mocked it in cost for trying to, of course, trying to delay us with this issue of you not sure about what was said and all that. But you listen to the audio. Be that as it may, if you still believe that you want the audio, and then you measure it against the transcription, we will give it to you. What it will mean is that you have to come back. Because a lot of things will have to flow out of what is happening.
Mr. Chairman, we are grateful for that.
Yes, there's an intervention, so let's hear you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. COP Mensah, yesterday, you confirmed to this committee your voice on the audio or the tape, didn't you?
Mr. Chair, yesterday I said I hear my voice. The voice that I heard looks like my voice, but I can't confirm or deny.
You also confirmed, based on what you heard, that you were in the offices of Mr. Bugri Nabu.
Yes, that was true, and I did not confirm that because of the audio. That is a fact that I was in his office. I was not confirming it from the audio, but I was speaking the fact, the truth, that I went to his office.
And you also confirmed that your presence in his office was to discuss the matters that the Speaker has referred to this committee.
Mr. Chairman, I don't remember saying that.
You confirmed that you had some discussions with Mr. Bugri Nabu on the conduct of the IGP in his office.
Yes, I did, Mr. Chairman. But when you said the first one was too broad, so yes.
Okay.
Chairman, sorry, sir.
I think this question should not even be revisited. We had resolved this. I asked him this question, and he made an admission. He said the audio was not wholly genuine.
He says so.
Wholly, yes. And I followed up. I tried to establish which aspects, which part of the audio is not accurate. The answers were not forthcoming. So I think that this committee should do an evaluation and draw conclusions. Let's not revisit the question again because it's answered. The rest is for us to evaluate. So I would advise that we move away from the line of questioning and deal with other matters, because this matter has already been dealt with. He gave a response. He says it's not wholly, genuine. When we asked which aspects are not genuine, we didn't get the answers. So the rest is for us to do our own evaluation after the conclusion of, the hearing, with the greatest of respect. So let's move away from this line of questioning in order not to delay ourselves.
You see, I will not stop my brother here from going in that line of questioning. You see what I mean? Lest I'll be accused of evidence gagging. I won't gag anybody from it. But what is asked is very material. If you ask me seriously, because you heard your voice, and maybe some aspect of your voice you are not sure. Every man should have an ear for his own voice. It's so important, so that when it's your voice and it's lost on you, it leaves much to be desired. But because of technology, fine, maybe somebody is playing with your voice. But you said some dimensions are yours and others are not. So we're talking about the edited and the unedited. Those issues came into play. But he is asking you something which is very, very interesting. Have you had the benefit of the transcription? In this transcription, could be what you are saying is the edited or the unedited. So which of them would you admit by reason of the transcription, which is a direct result of the tape? The transcription is a verbatim, if you like, recording or typing of the video. That is all. So Vice, I believe it's a very legitimate question, and it's not that we'll comment on it, but he owes it to himself to answer.
Absolutely.
Yes, let him answer.
In fact, to himself.
You see, unless, Commissioner, you want space to go and look at it, I won't stop you. If you believe strongly that in your mind there's a mix-up between what you heard and what has been transcribed, and even we should be good enough to give you the audio, so you marry the two, we won't stop you. We won't stop you.
You see, it is not for nothing that we required that the audio be played to the hearing of the witness in our presence. You see, he's raising a very serious matter here, that the audio is doctored. Now, you want us to furnish him with the audio so that in his own private moment, he plays it. How can we guarantee that at that point what we have cannot be tampered with or will not be tampered with? I don't raise issues, I'm not raising issues about your integrity, But this is an investigation. You must take all these things into consideration.
That is why. Vice, you know what you are saying is clear to him. You go to jail. They call it evidence tampering.
Well,
you go to jail.
Well, Chairman, we will not.
Listen, Council. Don't worry your soul about this thing. Don't worry your soul about it. You listen to me carefully. Vice. There is no way a witness before this committee wants, if you like, some evidence we have, and will not give it to the witness. Listen to me carefully. But if the witness is sufficiently funny, I'm choosing my word, to go and doctor what we have given him, he's in jail already, and he knows. So as to whether he would tamper with the evidence that will graciously go and give it to you, he should go ahead and do it. So please, I beg you.
No, Chairman, I'm making a valid point.
What? You think he will do that?
No. No. I have no basis. I have no reason to think that. But you see, this is an investigation. Look, in our presence, yesterday, when it became necessary, aspects of the audio were replayed.
True.
In our presence.
Yes.
In an era of technology, we have to be careful. That is why we elected to play the... Ordinarily, the very moment we invited him, if we're going by the normal courtroom procedure of disclosures, making of disclosures, we should have finished them with the audio even before they came here. But it was for good measure that we said, look, come in, sit in, let's start with the audio. We did just that. When the witness found it necessary for the audio to be replayed, it was replayed. So let's be, fair. When the first witness appeared, the second witness appeared, they all listened to the same audio. They identified their voices and confirmed that the voices were genuine. So the back and forth is not going to help us. We have to stop at a point. He's heard the audio. It was played to his hearing. When he requested that the audio be replayed, it was replayed. So if he wants to match the audio against this transcript, in our presence, it can be replayed. And then we take it up from there. In any case, the fundamental point is that this same question was posed yesterday, and he answered. Based on his answers, we asked questions, right, on the tape. He answered. He responded to those questions.
Okay, Chairman, let me find out from. We've not finished with you. You hold your horses. Counsel, would you feel comfortable that we give you some space, and then you and your client will listen to the video, the audio, and then you marry the two, the transcription, and come back for us to continue? Would you be very comfortable?
We'll be very grateful for that. That has always been our request.
Yes. And so what was the time span on the
45 minutes.
45 minutes. So we want to adjourn for an hour, so that the two of you will sit and listen to what was played out to you. And the reason why I'm doing all these things is for the simple reason that we gave you the space to do your best. Lest somebody will be sitting somewhere that maybe there was some memory mix-up with the commissioner, and they wanted space to, correct his memory, and we didn't give him. So members, I don't know whether you agree with me that we should give them space to look at it and then reconvene. Yes. But probably, if I should know from counsel for Superintendent Asari, would you want to proceed while we give space to Commissioner and his lawyer to do this, or you have such, mental mix-up, as it were. Do you have a similar challenge like they have?
Mr. Chair, we would want to take advantage of this, also enjoying them. And
you want to join them?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, we'll give you the space. We'll give you the space. So, council, after that, we'll come back. Is there anything that you need so you don't come back and delay us?
Mr. Chairman,
is there anything more? So we give it to you.
Just to say that we are not delaying the committee.
You are. I'll tell it to your face. You are.
The committee.
The only thing I'm doing is because what is happening has far-reaching consequences. That's why I give the allowance and the patience so that you do it. You are. Because it will be very funny for you to say that why did you want the transcription in the first instance? Because you knew, or you ought to know, that the transcription has a correlation with the audio. Is that not so?
Mr. Chairman, we actually asked for both.
That's what why didn't you collect it then? I told you that even my very reference, you should collect it. Did you collect it and they say, did you ask for it? They said they won't give it to you.
Initially, when we made these suggestions,
anything you want this committee to give it to you if we have it. No. We said you should listen to it first. But if subsequently you wanted to go and listen to it, a whole night and the rest of it, you could have asked them. Because for me, I do not see how we should make a fetish about the audio. If you want it. After all, people have listened to it severally outside this committee. It's gone viral, which you know. But did you listen to the viral one before you came here? Because the whole world would have told your client that, hey, your voice is being heard. They never told them.
I'm unable to answer that due to client privilege. Yes, so I will not go into that area.
Okay.
But the point is that
yes,
we want to drive home the fact that we are not seeking to delay the committee. We made these submissions before we even started yesterday, but the committee was of a different opinion. And so it even came as a surprise to us when at the end of the proceedings, your good self said we could have the terms of reference. And so we were even grateful for that. Very well. So, Mr. Chairman, we will take the liberty to go and compare the audio because they were portions which are not so clear. We compare the audio and the transcription, but we are asking for some more time. 45 minutes is a bit short for us. If we can do maybe an hour and a half, because we have to listen to the 50 minutes whilst we are still comparing what we are reading. So if the audio is 45 minutes, it's a bit difficult to read and listen in the same time. So we are still in your hands. If it is agreeable to the committee, some more time will be needed to do this exercise. We are grateful.
A certain impression is being created by counsel that he raised, he made a request and was turned down in relation to the audio. Let me remind counsel, because this is a public hearing and the committee must be fair. You see, when you made the request, there was a ruling. And the ruling was premised on the fact that part of the terms of reference of this committee is to authenticate the audio which has gone viral. And so, even before you have listened to your own voice on that audio and identified the voice, on what basis would the committee furnish you with the audio prior to the sitting? That was the reasoning of the committee. And we made it clear to you that we had adapted those protocols in relation to previous witnesses who appeared before this committee. So, subsequent to that ruling, you did not make any further requests. After the audio had been played here, the only further request you made was for the audio to be replayed, and we granted you that. Okay? And so, getting to the tail end, when the chairman graciously instructed that you be finished with the transcript and even his own copy of the terms of reference, I was here. He said, look, give it out. There was no request at that time for us to finish with the audio, and we declined to do so after it had been played to the hearing of your client. So we need to establish that. We don't want you to make statements that would mislead the public and send a certain impression.
Counsel, we are all been private practitioners. So maybe you are in the realm of discoveries. So to aid a trial. But that's all what we're trying to do. And that's what is explained. So first of all, there is an audio which purportedly has the voice of your client. It becomes imperative that he should identify himself on the audio. Is that him? So we couldn't have said, have it in advance. That's what is explained. But be that as it may, we are here to give you the best opportunity to do your case. We don't want a situation in which anybody will have an impression that, when they came to a committee of parliament, they were hurried. And that's how come they have been shortchanged in the end. No. So please, we leave it as it is. But we here, I want to stress it, there is no incentive to mess anybody up. At all. At all. And there's no incentive also to shield anybody. So we'll afford you the best opportunity to do what is needful. But if you need something, you should say it. It shouldn't be after an adjournment, and then you come and tell us that what you should have collected yesterday, you now want to listen to it. That is what I believe is the delay. So if you seriously wanted to do a juxtapositioning of the audio or the transcription, you'd have said so. You'd have told me. I would have given it to you. But you are telling me now, and hence the delay. Yes, so please, you do what is needful. Members of the committee, because it is very necessary that they listen to it, I will give, what's the name of the gentleman who is, operating the, yes. So you'll be with them and help them listen to it and do the comparison. And then we'll come back. The time is 11:34 by my phone, and they wanted an hour and 30 minutes.
That is so, Mr. Chairman.
Sorry?
That is so.
That should bring us to 1 o'clock.
That is so.
Okay, fine. And if you are comfortable to eat our lunch, fine. We will serve lunch, But if you think that maybe you want to find, you doubt the integrity of the lunch from Parliament.
Now Mr. Chairman is going too far.
No, but now there are integrity issues. You don't know. You can always order whatever you want to do so that my friend here will be comfortable. All of you. If you want lunch, they will serve you lunch. But we'll excuse you to do what is needful. And then we'll converge again at 1 o'clock. Yes. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
That is it.
Yes.
We are grateful.
All right. That's fine.